And welcome back, man. This is your boy, the Quarter Mob. We are back with the review of Game 2 against the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know what to say, man. We just still couldn't get Mr. Stroud going. Well, we got to figure that part out. Um, I mean, basically, we're just non-existent in the pass game right now. I mean, if it wasn't for our running game, we wouldn't have got this few scores that we did. But we just got to figure it out, man. Maybe this rookie quarterback will come into blossom in week 3, hopefully, against those Jags. So let's go ahead and go through, look at a tail of the tape. We tried to go for the 450 yards. That was part of our goal this week. Still didn't make that. It only got 286. The offensive as a whole was supposed to get 300 yards, and we came up just a couple yards short at 286. So, we let over 14 points, couldn't keep them down. I mean, pretty much it was just, such a good mix and match on his part of the run game and the pass game and play action and out. We just couldn't keep up with it, man. It was, we was stop a little bit, but what we stop, he just re-maneuver around, and he just go through and just slaughtered us pretty much all day. So like I said, we'll go ahead and jump off into the stats. I won't hold y'all too long this week. Let's go ahead and look at the scores. So as you can see, like I said, we only had 286 offensive yards. They had 342 rushing yards. They had 202. We only had 119. Offensive passing yards was 140 to 167. So at least we won in that category. Then we have the first down. He had 20. I had 14 punts, yards 21 to 14. Kick return yards 51 to 29. So maybe I should have went on ahead and tried to get on out that end zone with Dale, man. It's just sometimes I guess because I'm so used to the old Maddens, where normally some majority of the time it used to be if you ran out of that end zone, it was a high likely you was gonna get a fumble. Especially if you got hit by one of the linebackers they got lined up, you was gonna drop that ball. But maybe things have changed this game. Like I said, I'll take it out every now and then. I haven't really pushed the issue as far as just taking it out, so we'll just have to see. So that leaves us both with a total yard gains of 329. They had a total yard gains of 414. We turned over the ball 3 times. They turned over the ball 2. Third down conversions. For a change, we actually won in this category this week. We had wound up getting 6 conversions on third, and he had 4. So it was pretty much going to be anybody's game. As you can tell from the score, the first quarter was 3, second quarter was 10, and then of course second half we held them to 0, and then we came back with a score, and then of course we couldn't pull it out that fourth quarter, and they wound up getting 10. We got 7. They just went on ahead and took it to the house. But no fourth down conversions was done, even though it was one of them I should have done, but I wanted to try to kick a field goal there, which I knew better. But you gotta try sometimes. Red zone percentage, we didn't ever reach the red zone, so he made it there. He got 50. I think we had like one stop it early in the beginning of the game to stop him on the I think he was like on the 10 or the 8 or something like that. But you got to start recording these games, that way y'all can see the outcome, at least get some highlights going. Maybe we'll try to do that for next week, get some highlights going. No, penalty was only on me for 10 yards. I think it was a holding call, and we had time of possession 28-24, and we had 19-36. We got to start learning how to control that clock a little bit better, people. We're just coming up short. I think that might be the reason why we're coming up short, is because we're not controlling the time. We're pretty much just getting out there trying to run the ball, trying to get something going, and see where it all goes. But like I said, it might be have to do some changes. Try to concentrate more on run pass, maybe pass, run. You know, just kind of mix it up a little bit. We had to figure out something against those Jaguars. So let's get into the player stats. And yeah, we always start with our Texans. We had Stroud with still a low quarterback rating of 37.2, 182 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 INTs. Longest was 47, got sacked twice, 28 out of 12. So, you know, this is the second week we've had a very low quarterback rating. I think that's basically just telling me quit trying to throw the doggone ball as much and just stick to a minimal game plan as far as when we have to throw the ball, not letting it be deep routes. Try to maybe shoot for something short first and get a rhythm going, and then maybe it's hitting middle. Hitting the middle. But yeah, we're going to develop that deep ball, and it's crazy because he got a good deep ball. It's just we can't get the ball there. So, you know, we went on ahead and stuck to our game. We kept CJ Stroud in the game the entire game, didn't pull him. Try not to do that this year as far as, quarterback is throwing crazy, so let's pull him and see if the backup will do. Well, of course, that's the reason why he's the backup. He's not the starter, so he's not going to make a better outcome because you put a second string quarterback in. So, yeah. We're just gonna have to figure that young man out, man. We're gonna have to get off into the practice and run a few drills and just see where he stands at as far as we can get some production out of him. So of course the running game, we had Pierce again, 13 attempts, 98 yards, was averaging 7.5 a carry, got 1 touchdown. Long was 47. Yards at the contact was 22. We had Singletary. He got in 5 for 11 yards, averaging 2.2. He was not a big factor this week. We couldn't get him going. They were stuffing him down. I think it was because he was playing more of the pass, so we couldn't get him going out of the dime, not the dime, but the shotgun. I'm sorry, people. My mind is everywhere. I'm thinking about defense. But yeah, we couldn't get him going out of the shotgun, which that's his main formation. He's even our third down back. We couldn't get him going there because he was too far back on third down. So, but yeah, we're just gonna have to figure it out. We might have to swap him in and out in the single back and in the I formation. Maybe get him a few more carries. Maybe that'll open it up and give Pierce a break. Because like I said, he's had the more attempts for the last 2 weeks. So pretty much we putting it all on his shoulders. And I don't want that young man getting hurt mid-season. So we're going to have to start rotating it out a little bit more with Singletary. You know, we just got to spread it around a little bit. Maybe that'll open up something for that way Mr. Stroud can get going. Stroud, he had 1 attempt for 9 yards. We had to scramble at one point to, you know, get that first down to keep the game going. How you say that? Agablawal? We're just gonna say Dar. But anyway, he had 1 attempt for 1 yard. Couldn't get them young men going. And really, this defense, they was just stopping the run, period. They was forcing me to go to the air. And that was a big mistake. Let's go to receiving yards. We had Minchie actually had the better day instead of Schultz. I think last week it was the Dutch Schultz show. But this week it was the Minchie show. We had 4 receptions, 63 yards. It was averaging 15.8. Long was 27. And of course we had Dar. He got in and moved the ball for us. And he had 1 reception, 47 yards, 1 touchdown, 22 after yards after catch, and 47 long. Then we had Schultz. He got in. We couldn't get him in the ball, man. He was clogging up that middle with those linebackers. Just couldn't get that man the ball. He had 2 receptions, 24 yards. Longest was 15. We had Collins, which was very, very quiet today. And he only had 1 reception for 17 yards. Woods was very quiet. He's the starter, and he had 2 receptions for 12. So that goes to show you that this Colts defense is not playing around this season. They was locking us up in the middle and locking us up deep. So that should have told us right there. We should have went ahead and just ran the ball. But you know, when you in game and after you see the game, you start seeing the mistakes that you normally make, or being like, hey, I seen that open, I should have went there. But when it's live action, you don't have that much time to think. You just going for whatever that looks open. So we're just gonna have to start learning how to take our time, adjust our line, get a little bit more time for the quarterback. I think that might help a little bit too, and get some of these receivers the ball. Armani Rogers, he had 1 reception for 12 yards. And Pierce, he had 1 for 7. So, you know, right now, with our quarterback struggling, we're just having a hard time on the wide receiver spots. So we got to get them fellas the ball. And I don't think nobody done got over 100 yards. I don't even think anybody's totaling 100 yards between 2 games. So let's go on over to the defense. Petrie had a nice day. He had 9 tackles, 1 INT. He returned it back for 11 yards. Harris had a good day today. He had 8 tackles. 3 of them was solo, but 5 was assists. So that means he was everywhere around on the field trying to make plays. So that's good on his part. We need that young man to grow. 1 tackle for loss, 1 deflection. We had Anderson. He actually had a good day today. He wound up getting 7 tackles, 5 solos, 5 tackles for loss, 2.5 on sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Harris had 1 forced fumble as well. I didn't see that. So these guys are eating it up, and Petrie coming in behind for help. So them guys was eating it up. We got Desmond King, solo 2. Assists 4 for a total of 6. He had 1 tackle for loss, 1 sack. We had Stingley. He had 6 tackles, all solos, so he was trying to lock it up a little bit. So that's good. He's developing. Henry, he had 6 tackles, so he was everywhere. Like I said, defense is doing their part. Defense is doing what they're supposed to do. It's our offense, and we have to fix this, man, or else we're going to be in real big trouble. If we can't get offenses going and we can't barely even get any points up, we are not hitting our field goals, we're missing those. I mean, we just got to tighten it up, man. We just got to tighten it up. So we got Hill. He got in. He had a busy day. He had 6 tackles. I mean, like I said, he was getting the ball out to his receivers, something that we couldn't do. So he was keeping this defense busy, but they was actually holding up, believe it or not. We had Griffin. He had 4 tackles, 1 pass deflection. Then we had White. He had 4 tackles. He had a forced fumble recovery. Cashman, he had 3 tackles. And we had Rankins. He had half of a sack, 1 tackle for loss, for a total of 2 tackles. Murray, he had 1 tackle. Greenard, which we were very disappointed because this was actually his breakout week, and he only got 1 tackle and could not penetrate the line. I don't know what the deal is. It seems like when we have a breakout week, these guys don't perform. Just like last week, we had a breakout tackle for Anderson. Didn't do anything last game, but this game he came back, 7 tackles. 2.5 sacks. We only needed 2 sacks so we could move him on up to a star development, but couldn't get it. Couldn't even break the line, which is crazy to me. So that should cover it. Malik, he got in. He got 1 tackle. Thomas, 1 tackle. Winovich, he had 1 tackle. Perryman, 1 tackle. Little, 1 tackle. Phillips, 1 tackle. I mean, they was kind of rotating in when these guys would get tired, because like I said, I didn't want anybody getting hurt. So just gotta start rotating in your players, man. So let's go ahead, take a look at these Colts and take a look at their offense, and let's see where they dominated at, man. They pretty much was just doing everything they wanted to. So we had passing, we had Richardson, 113.6, 123 yards, 1 touchdown, long for 22. He was 18 out of 14. He was 6.8, 77% complete. Like, I think he didn't even miss I think he didn't get an incompletion to almost like the middle of the second quarter. So he was just out there dominating, man. The only good thing about it, I don't know if it was Harris or if it was Anderson, but one of them fellas knocked him out. So I think he's out for the season. I think so. We have to look at the injury report, see if we can pull that up maybe, and maybe it'll tell us. I don't know if we can get into it from our menu or if there's something, we have to see on the app. But yeah, I think he's out for the season, people. So if you got Indianapolis on your roster, on your record, on your doggone schedule, I don't know what the deal is with new people, but if you got Indianapolis on your schedule, you might have a chance. At least you don't have to worry about Richardson, but you will have to worry about Minshew. He came in, of course, his quarterback rating wasn't too good, but he still pulled it out for him. He got him where they needed to be, that way they could make a few field goals and score and keep the game in check. So he had 45 yards, 1 INT, sacked twice. He was 3 out of 7. So let's check out the running game. We had Jonathan Taylor had a big day. It was hard stopping that man. He was killing it. 21 attempts, 152 yards, 1 touchdown. We had Richardson 4 attempts with 20 yards. We had Kenyon Drake for 19, Moss for 8, Minshew for 3. Had a fumble from Richardson, and now a fumble from Minshew. All right, I guess those was on, some RPOs or something, because they only got 1 broken tackle. Let's get into the receiving. We had Cox with 53 for 5. We had Taylor. He had 3 for 52. Mallory had 2 for 22 with 1 touchdown. We had Pitts 1 for 12. Pierce, he had 2 for 11. And Josh Downs, he had 3 for 10. Woods 1 for 8. So where did all his scores come from? Just the Mallory. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, and then of course we had a kick. Yeah, he had where's it at? How many? 3 made, 3 attempted. So yeah, the rest of it came from field goals. So yeah, we just gotta clean it up, man. We gotta get Stroud going. That's just what it boils down to. This is 2 weeks without Stroud moving there around. We just got to get him going, man. I don't know. Maybe we could figure it out. But it's got to be real soon, or else we're going to be in real trouble, man. At least try to make it a little competitive, So let's go and see if we can see if what's going on around the league. Right now, passing leaders, man. Geno Smith, 6 touchdowns, 637 yards. Trevor Lawrence, we got to play him next week. 626 for 3 touchdowns. And of course, Pat Mahomes coming in behind with 553 yards, 3 touchdowns. So So let's take a look at the weekly score. Right now we have Vikings 0-2 with 10 and Eagles with 52, and they're 2-0. Raiders, Buffalo haven't played yet. We got Seattle 0-2. Got the Lions 2-0, 58-29 in favor of the Lions. We have the Jaguars and the Chiefs. Chiefs, believe it or not, 0-2 starting out the year, and we have Jaguars 1-1. They edged it out with a 29 victory to 24. We have Tennessee played their game. They're 0-2 along with us. They scored 20. Got the Chargers. They 2-0. They scored 37. San Francisco's 0-2. It scored 16. And Rams 32 with 4 with 2-0 starting out the season. Washington 2-0 with 38. Denver 10, 1-1. We have the New Orleans Saints. They have 48, 28 against Carolina. They're 2-0, and Carolina's 0-2. We got a lot of 0-2 and 2-0 teams. I mean, I understand it's one got to be a winner, got to be a loser, but I expect to see a lot of these teams be 1-1. But I guess everybody's having to adapt to this new Madden, so. But got Green Bay 0-2, 13. Atlanta 2-0 with 27. Baltimore, Cincinnati didn't play. Of course, Colts 2-0 through 23. My Texans 0-2 with 14. Got the Bears 28-21 versus Tampa Bay. Moves the Bears up to 2-0. Drops the Tampa Bay to 1-1. We have the New York Giants 59 versus the Cardinals 35, and that puts the Giants at 2-0 and Cardinals at 0-2. Jets 1-1 with a score of 41-10 versus the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are 0-2. We have the Dolphins 1-1 with a score of 40 against the Patriots that are 0-2, and they only scored 20. And Cleveland, Pittsburgh hadn't played yet. So that's 3 games that haven't been played. So we just have to wait on those, and then we'll get the season started for week 3. Of course, you can see Russian leaders Rashad White. He has 41 attempts, 365 yards, 4 touchdowns. Gibbs, 40 attempts right behind him, 303 yards, 3 touchdowns. Williams, 276 with 4 touchdowns. Receiving leaders, we know we ain't gonna be in that category. 13 receptions for Ingram, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns. Evans 9, 236 yards, 1 touchdown. Alive, they had 227 yards, 5 touchdowns. Sack leaders, Chase Young 3, 5 tackles for loss. Billings, defensive tackle, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Jarrett is 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. INTs is Joseph, 3 safety, 4 INTs, 1 deflection. Woolen, 3 INTs, 1 deflection, and Thomason, 3 INTs. Tackle leader, my bad. Tackle leader, middle linebacker Jones, 23 tackles, 17 solos. Vanderish, 23 tackles, 12 solo, and White with 19 tackles and 11 solo. So, I want to see if we can see an injury report. We can check on the Colts. Uh, don't see anything about him. Cowboys. No, I don't see anything. We see anything in league history? Nope. Don't see anything. I was trying to see if we see injury report. I thought you could. That's the trades. Guess it's not gonna let us see it. I mean, that would be something more interesting that you would want to see who's getting injured, who's coming back. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Oh, there you go. Duh. Is it just gonna show my team? See if we can see the whole NFL. No, it's not gonna let us see the whole NFL. All right, so let's check the code. So yeah, he's out for the season. Fractured shoulder blade. So yeah, he's out for the season. So Richardson is out. Cosmic broken ribs. Dislocated ankle for CD Lamb. Engelberg. Strained back, pulled groin for Hill. Wow, these stars are getting hurt early, man. Graham, he's out for a week. Falcons lost Jarrett, hip pointer. Robinson, dislocated wrist. Risner, dislocated elbow. For groin in San Francisco. Thomas, he is lumbar. Arm fracture. Man, it's a lot of injuries going on in LA. Broken ribs. Hamilton. Jets are healthy. Lions, they lost a quad strain from Houston and back sprain from Martin. Packers are healthy. Carolina's healthy. Patriots are healthy. Raiders lose Chandler Jones for 3 weeks. Dislocated hip. Bobby Brown, broken thumb. He's out for 3 weeks in LA. Ravens are healthy. Saints are healthy. Seattle, they lose turf toe from Maffei. Steelers, they're healthy. Texans, we haven't lost anyone. Titans hadn't lost anyone. Vikings, they are Schlotzman. He has a ankle sprain and a thumb for Ray. Yeah, Roy, my bad, Roy. Need to put my glasses on. No players hurt in Chicago. No players hurt in Cincinnati. Bills are healthy. Broncos, you got Cushenberry. He has a broken rib. Browns, they have lost Hill. He has a torn abdominal. And Bucks are healthy. Cardinals, knee cartilage tear from Brown and lumbar from Watkins. Chargers, they lose Lindsey. Abdominal tear. Everett with a broken collarbone. Chiefs are healthy, and that puts us back to Colts. So that's pretty much a rundown of the way things look in the league as far as injuries. A lot of stars getting injured early, man. I don't know what the deal is. Madden must don't like the high paid players this year. So, all right, that concludes our podcast. Like I said, you can join us at the on Twitch. We stream the games. I can't really give you a definite day. It's just really, whenever, but hell, you feel free to stop by, look at the video, or join us live. You can follow us on Twitch at QuarterMob25. That's QuarterMob25. And of course, we always bring the highlights and the stat reviews over to the YouTube, and you could always find us there. Like I said, we'll probably try to do next weekend, go ahead and try to get y'all some clips of the game. That way, if you don't have time to look at a full game. But anyway, man, I'm finna get up out of here. Like I said, I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button and come back and join us again, man. But until then, this is Quarter Mob, and we are up out of here.